The air crackled with anticipation. The stage lights pulsed like a heartbeat. LB Sickning stood in the shadows, a silhouette of raw emotion. His chest heaved, his heart pounded against his ribs. This was his story, his truth, unfiltered. He closed his eyes. Memories flooded his mind. Joy, pain, love, loss. Each emotion had etched itself onto his soul, shaping his music, his life. He was ready to share it all, to bare his soul to the world. This was more than just music. This was his lifeblood. Port Clinton, Ohio was his cradle. The place where his story began, where the streets whispered secrets and dreams into his ears. The city was alive, a symphony of sounds that shaped his very being. Growing up, music was his escape, his refuge. In a world that often felt chaotic and overwhelming, the melodies provided a sanctuary. The beats were his shield, the lyrics his guide. He'd spend hours listening to Biggie, Tupac, and Insane Clown Posse. Their voices were like mentors, teaching him about life, struggle, and triumph. They were the poets of his generation, and he hung on to every word. Their words resonated with him. They spoke of a reality he knew all too well, a world where dreams were hard-fought and victories were celebrated with the same intensity as the battles. Their stories mirrored his own, tales of hardship, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of something greater. He found solace in their verses, a reminder that he was not alone in his journey. His family, though, was his foundation, the bedrock upon which he built his dreams. They were his first audience, his first supporters, and his greatest critics. His mother, a beacon of strength. She was the heart of the family, her love unwavering and her support unconditional. She taught him the power of perseverance and the importance of kindness. His stepfather, Juan, a hard worker who taught him the value of hustle. He showed him that success was not handed out, but earned through sweat and determination. His stepfather's lessons were ingrained in him, a constant reminder to keep pushing forward. They instilled in him the importance of family, of loyalty, of chasing his dreams. Around the dinner table, they shared stories, dreams, and hopes, creating a tapestry of love and ambition that he carried with him always. He carried their lessons with him, etched deep in his heart. Every step he took in the city was guided by their wisdom, every decision influenced by their teachings. They were his compass in the vast urban landscape. His passion for music ignited early. It was more than just a hobby, it was a calling. The microphone became an extension of his soul, the instruments his tools for storytelling. He'd scribble rhymes in his notebook, transforming his thoughts and feelings into verses. Each line was a piece of his heart, each verse a chapter of his life. The notebook was his confidant, holding his dreams and fears. His words were raw, honest, a reflection of his life in the concrete jungle. The city was his muse, its stories woven into his lyrics. He wrote about the struggles, the victories, the love, and the pain. He poured his heart into every line, every beat. The music was his canvas, and he painted with the colors of his experiences. Each song was a testament to his journey, a declaration of his truth. Music was his escape, his voice, his truth. It was the language through which he expressed his deepest emotions, his highest hopes, and his darkest fears. Through music, he found his identity, his purpose, and his dream. Amanda, a name that once brought a smile to his face, now only brought tears to his eyes. Her name was a melody on his lips, a sweet symphony that played in his heart. Every time he whispered it, he could almost feel her presence beside him. Their love story was young, intense, all-consuming. They were inseparable, two halves of a whole, living in a world that seemed to be made just for them. She was his muse, his confidant, his biggest supporter. In every note he played, in every song he wrote, she was there, inspiring him, pushing him to be better. Her laughter was his favorite sound, her smile, his sunshine. It was as if her joy was contagious, spreading warmth and light wherever she went. She believed in his dreams even when he doubted himself. Her unwavering faith in him was a beacon of hope, guiding him through the darkest of times. Her presence filled his life with light. She had a way of making everything seem possible, of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Her absence left him shrouded in darkness. The world that once seemed so vibrant and full of life now felt empty and cold.
LB was busy chasing his dreams. The small amount of fame he was gaining in his town was too much for Amanda. The lies, the cheating, she broke it off with him. The pain was unbearable, a constant ache in his chest. It was as if his heart had been ripped out, leaving a void that could never be filled. He poured his grief, his anger, his confusion into his music.
His lyrics became his therapy, his way of coping with the mistakes he made. He wrote about their love, their memories, the pain of her absence. Each song was a piece of his heart, a glimpse into the depths of his soul. His songs were raw, vulnerable, filled with the raw emotion of a broken heart. They were a cry for help, a way to express the inexpressible. Amanda's words, a memory that became a driving force, a reminder to keep fighting, to keep chasing his dreams. I'll always love you, but you're in love with music. Music became his lifeline, his therapy. It was more than just a hobby or a pastime. It was a sanctuary where he could escape the chaos of the world. Every lyric he wrote, every note played, was a step towards healing. The melodies he created were like a balm to his soul, soothing the wounds that life had inflicted. In those quiet moments, alone with his thoughts, he found a sense of peace that eluded him elsewhere. His way of connecting with the world. On stage, he wasn't just a musician. He was a storyteller, weaving tales through his songs. The audience wasn't just a crowd, they were fellow travelers on a journey of emotions. Each performance was a dialogue, a conversation without words, where the music spoke volumes. The energy of the crowd, the shared experience of the music, created a bond that transcended the barriers of language and culture. He found solace in collaborating with other artists, kindred spirits who understood the power of music. These collaborations were more than just professional engagements. They were meetings of minds and hearts. In the company of fellow musicians, he discovered a community that shared his passion and his struggles. They laughed together, created together, and in those moments, the world seemed a little less daunting. The synergy of their combined talents produced music that was richer, deeper, and more meaningful. They formed a brotherhood, a bond forged in shared dreams and struggles. This brotherhood was a source of strength and inspiration. They celebrated each other's successes and supported each other through failures. The studio became a second home, a place where they could be themselves without fear of judgment. Their shared experiences created a tapestry of memories, each thread representing a moment of triumph or a lesson learned.
There was SicKKo, the beatmaker, whose soulful melodies provided the backdrop for LB Sickning's raw lyrics. SicKKo had an uncanny ability to translate emotions into sound, creating beats that resonated with the soul. His music was the foundation upon which songs were built, each beat a heartbeat that gave life to the lyrics. Working with SicKKo was like having a conversation through music, each note a word, each melody a sentence. And then there was Blaze Hunter, the lyricist, whose sharp wit and clever wordplay challenged and inspired him. Blaze's lyrics were more than just words. They were stories, reflections of life, and expressions of the human experience. His ability to capture complex emotions and ideas in a few lines was nothing short of genius. Collaborating with Blaze pushed him to dig deeper, to find new ways to express his thoughts and feelings through music. Together, they pushed each other to be better, to dig deeper, to create music that mattered. Their sessions were a crucible of creativity where ideas were forged and refined. They challenged each other, questioned each other, and in the process they grew as artists. The music they created was a testament to their collective effort, each song a piece of their shared journey.
Their late-night sessions were legendary. These were the hours when creativity flowed most freely, unbound by the constraints of time. The dimly lit studio became a sanctuary, a place where they could lose themselves in the music. The outside world faded away, leaving only the sound of their instruments and the rhythm of their hearts. Fueled by cheap pizza and endless cups of coffee, they would lose themselves in the music. These late-night sessions were marathons of creativity, sustained by caffeine and camaraderie. The simple act of sharing a meal became a ritual, a moment of respite in the midst of their creative frenzy. The pizza boxes and coffee cups were silent witnesses to their dedication and passion. They poured their hearts and souls into their craft, their shared passion igniting a creative fire. Every note played, every lyric written was a piece of their soul laid bare. The studio was a crucible where their ideas were tested and refined, where their passion was transformed into music. The intensity of their focus, the depth of their commitment, was evident in every song they created. These collaborations weren't just about making music. They were about brotherhood, about supporting each other's dreams, about finding strength in their shared journey. The music was the glue that held them together, but it was the relationships they built that gave their journey meaning. They were more than just collaborators. They were friends, confidants, and fellow dreamers. Together, they forged a path, not just in music, but in life.
I've been down, I've been bruised, I've been burned in the fire, but I'm still standing tall, reaching higher and higher. Lost love, lost friends, but I'll never lose my voice. This is SicKKo, and I'm bringing the noise. It's more than just music, it's the truth in these lines. I'm a father, a fighter, in a world full of lies. Riding in the dirt, I've been fighting for the shine. Lost Amanda on the way, that's my regret, my crime. Chose bits of the love, yeah, it scared me for life. Now every song I drop is me owning that strife. Got my son, little William, and my daughter's got my back. They my heartbeat, my strength when I'm under attack. From heartbreaks to healing, I keep moving ahead, turning wounds into words, putting pain to the pen. I've been down, I've been bruised, I've been burned in the fire, but I'm still standing tall, reaching higher and higher. Lost love, lost friends, but I'll never lose my voice. This is SicKKo, and I'm making my choice. It's more than just music, it's the truth in these lines. I'm a father, a fighter, in a world full of lies. Just music is my stage where I say it all raw. From Dane Reagan to Cricket, yeah, we've broken down walls. Had sins, betrayal, felt my heart turn to dust, but I'm real with my story and myself I trust. I'm a SicKKo in gold, yeah, my homie put in that grind. We out here breaking limits, leaving doubters behind. I got a lot of hope, it's bringing light to my days. A spark in the storm, yeah, weeds easing my pain. I've been down, I've been bruised, I've been burned in the fire, but I'm still standing tall, reaching higher and higher. Lost love, lost friends, but I'll never lose my voice. This is SicKKo, and I'm making my choice. It's more than just music, it's the truth in these lines. I'm a father, a fighter, in a world full of lies. So here's to the nights I was left all alone, to the empty promises, broken dreams, cold stone. Still, I keep pushing, keep building this name. SicKKo ENT is more than a game. This is family, this is honor, this is truth in the air. I'm the voice for the broken, for those living in despair. I'm more than just the man behind this mic. I'm the pain, the joy, the fire, and the fight for my kids. My legacy, the future I'll see. Every beat, every line, that's the heart of me.